he is not a ball carrying midfielder, which United also need, which United also desperately need. Listen, at Real Madrid, Casemiro had Cruz and he had Modric to carry the ball for him. Who does he have in United? Who does he have at United? Fred and McTominay. Are you kidding me? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast. Welcome back to the channel. It has been a while. It's been a long time since I made a video. But we are back on YouTube after taking some time out for Instagram to build ourselves up a little bit on there. And we have. So make sure you follow us on Instagram as well at the Goalpost Podcast. And while you're at it, might as well subscribe to the channel if you are new here as well. I'm glad to be back. And the Premier League's back, so that's fun. We are fashionably late as usual, 2 weeks late to be exact. But I'm just happy it's back, to be quite honest. Very, very excited. I'm more excited to get rid of the oversaturated transfer talk and the rumors, man. It's been hell. It's been hell personally. Imagine every single day. It's not just hell for the people behind closed doors who are working on these deals day in and day out. It's also hell for like the fans, because every day we have to get up, look at Twitter, watch what's going on, listen to who is possibly moving to which club, and if they're moving to the club you support, then you're like all hyped up, you're all excited, and then eventually it doesn't happen, and you sit there crying because Barca took your players. Yeah. That being said, we do have an extremely exciting season coming up of the Premier League. The Premier League is the best league in the world, let's be honest, okay? We've got the best managers, the best players, the best staff, the best fans. And we've got the best title race, man. We've got the best top 4 race. We've got the best relegation battles, honestly. It's super entertaining. And one team in particular this season, though, is looking very scary. And that team is Arsenal. Listen, I'm a Chelsea fan, okay? I don't like Arsenal as much as you probably don't, okay? So this is not easy for me to say. But this season, Arsenal are looking scary. Listen, the Arteta project is nowhere near complete, but it is proving to be a slow cycle of success for this club. It is definitely a product of two different things. One is a very, very futuristic and dynamic managerial vision, and second is the backing of the board, the fans, and the members of the club. That put together gives you the ideal rebuild. Listen, now this post-Wenger era, the way it has turned out, I think this is everything that United fans wanted to happen in their post-Sir Alex era. Okay, without a shadow of a doubt. Okay, everybody would have wanted their club to have gotten rid of Deadwood, to have signed and brought in new players with good potential, good signings, experienced signings, and also generate income the right way by building and competing for domestic titles and slowly building your way up to a top 4 race, a top 6 race, then a top 4 race, a top 2 race, and then eventually a title charge, hopefully for Arsenal. But this has been building over seasons now, 3 seasons to be exact, and we've seen managers come and go, youthful managers come and go. You have Frank Lampard, you have Steven Gerrard, you have Xavi, and you had Zidane, but Zidane obviously did a really good job, and you had Pirlo, who also falls in the same category of not being able to reach a high level or compete with teams at the highest level. So by no means is this an easy job, and by no means am I saying that this job is complete from Arteta's point of view. But Arteta has shown signs of a very, very self-aware, intelligent, smart, dynamic, and futuristic manager who's made some brave decisions, and sometimes those brave decisions go against you, but in his case, they've gone perfectly for him. We have seen the likes of Aubameyang, the likes of Lacazette. Listen, Aubameyang was an important player for Arsenal, and you cannot say otherwise. He was literally the captain. He lifted the FA Cup twice and the Community Shield for Arsenal multiple times. He was one of the biggest players in that dressing room, one of the senior most players in that dressing room as well. So that was massive. It's a massive decision. Imagine having to tell your captain to bounce in January. That is huge. That is huge to me. Okay. Lacazette, another senior player in that squad. Bird Leno, Pablo Mari, Callum Chambers, some random talents in that squad that never kind of fulfilled their potential or whatever that was. But collectively, if you look at how things have gone, sometimes it may have gone against him, but collectively, the squad is improved, the club is improved, the position of the club is improved drastically in the last 3 seasons. So, um, if you just look at the newest recruits and look at their performances, they've been top notch Premier League performances, man. Look at the performances by Ben White, by Aaron Ramsdale, by Tomiyasu, by Tavares, by Partey, and they've all but at some point made some statement performances. And you just look at the newest signings coming in. You look at Zinchenko and Jesus. How quickly are these guys adapted to this team, and how quickly has it happened? Is Pep finding the greatest manager of all time? He's coached the best players, he's coached the best clubs, he's coached the best teams, and now he's finally coached he's finally coached a manager in the up and coming managers in the English coaching scene. So, I mean, I think there's one thing you can take away from Pep, though. I think is that his idea and the vision of his style of play is superior. I think you can see that when you think of players talking. You look at players talking about Pep Guardiola and his systems, man. It's a bit crazy. You look at Thierry Henry and what he's accomplished in his career. Okay, and what kind of player he is and what kind of player he was. Sorry, he was talking about Pep Guardiola on Sky at some point. I can't remember exactly, but I'll link that somewhere on the video. He was talking about how in one game for Barca he switched sides, or he switched wings to take the defender away so that you can make space for some, I think Messi, I guess. And Pep subbed him at halftime. He subbed him at halftime, dude. He subbed Thierry Henry off at halftime because he switched wings to create space. What the? That's unreal. That's some crazy shit, bro. That's some crazy shit. There ain't no coincidence, people. There is no coincidence that Zinchenko and Jesus have played that many games for Manchester City, okay? These guys are Rottweilers on a leash. If you give them space and you give them time and you give them room to attack, they will. And they are currently. They're killing it in this Arsenal team. Arsenal are slowly but surely building the ideal rebuild model. I guess Manu will want to have that at some point, man. But we'll come to Manu in a little bit. We need to talk about one of the key fixtures from last game week, which is Spurs versus Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, which was insane. I hope you watched that game. I hope you got that game, because that game was wild, absolute craziness from both ends of the pitch. 2-2 was the final score, and unfortunately for Chelsea, due to some controversial decisions from the referees, especially Anthony Taylor and Mike Dean at VAR, there's some questionable things that went on and that led to the equalizers from Spurs. And yes, those are equalizers, Harry Kane. Those are not winners, please. As per usual, I don't know if you guys know this, but after the game, there was a whole lot of noise from the Chelsea fan base about Anthony Taylor, and rightfully so, because Anthony Taylor has single-handedly screwed over Chelsea multiple times in various points of the season, not just in the league but in cup competitions and finals and semi-finals, and he's done that consistently. And now Mike Dean with VAR. Isn't VAR supposed to solve our problems, man? I don't know what the hell is going on with that. It seems like the accountability and the responsibility for lashing out is much higher than the incompetent behavior of officials. Apparently that's how the Premier League and the FA want to rule things, but it is what it is. Despite all the antics, man, I think that game was special. It was a real masterclass, and if I wanted to show someone who's watching the Premier League for the first time what a Premier League game looks like, I would show them that game. That's the game you want them to see, because holy shit, that game had everything. It had mentality, it had force, it had dominance from teams, it had grit, it had last minute last minute equalizers, rash tackles, cards, and everything. Prime Barclays vibes that game, man. Prime Barclays vibes. Two tactical geniuses going at it in a one-on-one tactical battle. Love to see it. Love to see it. Now, the next topic. This is something that was definitely unavoidable. It's an unavoidable topic. It's Manchester United, man. Everybody's talking about them. Guess I gotta talk about them. I mean, who wants to really talk about them, man? We all kind of feel bad for Manchester United and their fans. 4-0 to Brentford and 2-0 to Brighton. First two games were the horror show. Things are not looking good for Manchester United's new mouthpiece, Eric Ten Hag. No, he's not a mouthpiece. He's a very good manager. Very, very good manager. The club's being run by idiots, and I don't know how people are even still blaming the players. I think we're well past blaming the players. We all know that these players are not good enough for the club. And we actually, I think I heard a little bit about Gary Neville and Jamie Redknapp go in and talk about some of these things. Let's look at that, actually. That should be interesting. Let's pull it up. All right.
Difficult, 5'9" centre-half away at Brentford. Very difficult, and I think he's seen that. But those players, I think, to be fair, we've told the story of them now for 12 months. And I feel like they're just continually saying the same things about the same people. However, I can't believe 8 months out, 9 months ago, was it Ralph Rangnick said that Manchester United needed open heart surgery? He was the guy that was going to come in and direct this club moving forward beyond his coaching role. So they've obviously not listened to him, or they've got complete inability to be able to bring the players into the club. And that's the problem now. Manchester United in the past, in the last 10 years, have always answered the fans' anger through money and spending in the transfer market.
Factos, Gary.
No one wants to take the money. And that's a massive issue.
And maybe no one wants to come here at the moment.
Well, that's what I'm saying. No one wants to take the money. I mean...
Jamie, what did he just say? What? Gary just said that. He literally just said, no one wants to take our money. That means no one wants to take their contracts. Jamie. These Liverpool fans, I tell you.
Or a player watching that performance in the first half, what are you thinking about coming to this club? You know, it's a great football club. It's a magic football club. It's been the biggest thing in my life, and I couldn't be sort of more proud to support the club. But at this moment in time, it is really desperate. Really, really desperate. There's no leadership. There is no voice. You can't blame, the individual player or the manager. You've got to look above. You have to look to the very top now. And this week, honestly, they're going to get peppered, those players. The coach, the sporting department, the new CEO, they're all going to get peppered.
Deservedly so.
There's a family over there in America who are just literally letting their employees take all the hits for them. And that is unforgivable. They've got to get on a plane. Joel Glazer's got to get on a plane tomorrow. He's got to get over to Manchester, and he's got to start to divert the issues away from the club and tell everybody what the hell his plan is with the football club. What is he doing?
Yeah, I get that, but you can't...
No. You've had to go to the players before the break, though, Jamie.
You can't keep blaming the play. You can't keep blaming the owners when players are performances like that.
Jamie,
when you're a player, do you actually think to yourself...
Jamie, you've had to go...
Just ask you a question.
You've had to go to the players before the break.
But you're saying, when you're a player, and I've been involved, we didn't win the league for 30 years at Liverpool, right? Just look at me when I'm talking to you. We didn't win the league for 30 years, right? But we went through it. No, I'm not making out the players, but I'm saying, but they have to take responsibility.
Just look at me when I'm talking to you.
What Joel Glazer's doing tomorrow? I wouldn't care less.
How many times
you have to do better for the team when you play.
How many times are we going to sit here and say those players...
Oh my God, Jamie. That was a bit savage, but that was good. That was good showmanship, but I don't agree. I don't agree with what he's saying. Listen, we know the players are not good enough. We've known that for a long time. No one questions that. Listen, which big club in the world currently is employing or even playing players for 90 minutes? Players that are dropping 1 out of 10 performances, 2 out of 10 performances, 3 out of 10 performances. Ain't no big club doing that. No big club is doing that. If you put a 1 out of 10 performance, you're on the bench. If you put 2 out of 10 performance, you're on the bench. 3 out of 10 performance, you're on the bench. Do that consistently and you're out the club. Bro, no big club is doing that. Only Manchester United. And they'll make you a captain. That's just the way things are, man. They don't even have a director of football. I don't think they even have a fully functional recruitment system or recruiters. I think they just have random scouts throwing names in the cap. And I think because De Jong was linked with Manchester United for how long? I think when Ten Hag was appointed, that was before the last season ended. That's when I think 2-3 weeks after that was when De Jong rumors started to be leaked, and since then this De Jong saga has been going on. Listen, you have to be careful when you're doing business with pocket friendly Barca. Okay, so we don't know what went down and what of anything actually went down, but it's always a super complicated situation with them, so it's always going to be tough. But to now sit down 2 weeks after the Premier League season started, staring down the barrel of Liverpool at home at another nightmare with one marquee signing, one rotational signing, having let go of Cavani, Martial, Matic, Tellez, Henderson, Pogba, Pereira, Lingard. That is criminal. And now, as they usually do when they look like they're going to be out the door, the Glazers will finally and reluctantly pull cash out of their pockets for once. And for this time, this summer, it's going to be Casemiro. Casemiro is... Casemiro from Real Madrid. Yes, Casemiro from Real Madrid, the defensive midfielder, the Brazilian defensive midfielder. I hope you guys know who that is. Casemiro to United, man, is such a bum move from the Glazers. It's so clear to see that all their plans for the summer have ended in total and utter failure. They failed the manager, they failed the former managers, they failed the board, they failed the club, they failed the fans, and they failed the business. So, if they're businessmen, because everyone's calling them businessmen and not owners, I can tell you they're not doing a very good job of that. You can replace the Glazers with 2 words, and that's damage control, my friend. There's a reason why. There's a reason why Real Madrid have signed Camavinga. The reason they have signed Tchouaméni. There's a reason why they've been focusing on playing Valverde. These are players for the future. Listen, Madrid are a very well-run club. They are not very stupid, and if they're letting Casemiro go at this point, it means they're happily letting them go. And this is not a W for United. It's more of a W for Real Madrid, because I mean, just look at what ex-Real Madrid players are doing currently. Look at Varane; he's barely getting time to play. He's warming the bench on United. Ronaldo, you look at Gareth Bale; he's gone to America. And you look at Ramos at PSG. I mean, they're not the same players. They're not at all the same players. You look at other players like Reguilon. Where the hell is Reguilon? He's fallen on the face of the earth. I don't even know where he is. Someone tell me where Reguilon is. Listen, Casemiro to United is such a bum move. Okay, everybody knows why Casemiro was successful at Real Madrid. Okay, he's not a very unpredictable player. Okay, everybody knows exactly what he does. Okay, he sweeps in front of the defense. He sweeps all over in front of the defense. He is not a ball carrying midfielder, which United also desperately need. Listen, at Real Madrid, Casemiro had Cruz and he had Modric to carry the ball for him. Who does he have at United? Fred and McTominay. Are you kidding me? Bro, they are so far away from actually realizing or actually being self-aware to know what United need in this team. What kind of player, what profile of player they need. This is why Gary Neville has been trashing the owners, because it's not just because they're spending money. It's not about spending money. It's about spending right money. It's about spending on the right person, on the right player, and that is way more important. Listen, apparently there's going to be a boycott for the Liverpool Man U game as a protest from the fans for the Glazers to finally sell the club. And by the looks of it, they have finally got Jim Ratcliffe, I think, wants to buy a minority share, eventually turning into a majority share, and which will lead to a full takeover. Who knows if that'll happen or if anything is actually progressing in that field? But I hope they do sell the club, because they are running it into the ground for United fans' sake, and for United as a legacy. For the legacy's sake, I think they need to do it. I think it's time to do it. I think dragging it on anymore is just going to be super embarrassing for the club. I mean, it's already super embarrassing, especially when at this point we don't even get any banter from the rival fans, and I think that's a huge thing. When you don't get bantered by rival fans and you get pity instead, boy, that's when you know you've hit new lows, man. That's when you know you hit new lows. But we have finally reached the end of today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new to the channel, please make sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out. Only if you do enjoy this kind of content, and if you want to see more of it, please make sure to drop a like and comment down below what part you want me to talk about more, if what part you want me to address, or if there are any other issues you want me to talk about. Please make sure to help me out by also liking the video. That really helps me as well, and sharing it with your friends if they are into this kind of content. Thank you guys so much for watching once again. I will see you guys next week at the same place, same time. Peace.